Okay, here it is at 2:37 in the a.m. on August 17th, 2017. As you notice, you'll see nothing on the sidewalks. You see no activity going on. That's all fenced off now because part of the old pip shelter building was falling onto the sidewalk. This is the way it's supposed to be at this time of the day. In any city around the United States, you know, you shouldn't see what we were seeing before. If you look on my videos, the previous ones. Now as we go along, we're going to head down here towards what they call Compare Foods. This is Sycamore Street we just passed. And up above, you're going to find Sycamore turns into Ionic is the next one. That's the Compare Foods, the supermarket. It used to be the Mart years and years ago. It was a well-known Worcester landmark. Was called the Mart discount department store. It was owned by the Goff family, and it was very well. Everybody used to love the Mart. There's a shot looking down towards downtown, and this is what it's like. It's 2:37 in the morning. It should be this way at night. You shouldn't have people hanging out on all the street corners, you know. And it's my recent. I bought I packed a Volkswagen Golf that I got from the professor from Clark University that has 36,000 original miles, and I'll be here. We have one person, just one, and that's fine because anybody has a right to be out and about, but they don't have a right to be out selling drugs. And this is notoriously the area where it used to take place. Now we got a couple here on the other sidewalk, and those are the couple that are up to no good. So then we got now we got down this way. That's the BP gas station over there. This is the rear part of the old Mart. That this wall used to be a notorious spot for them to hang out. And that's the BP. There's usually a lot of trouble between this area. This is called Murray Avenue, and it comes out to Chandler Street, which is right here where that truck just went by. And on the corner here, oh, right there behind me, you can't really see it from here, but let me see if I get a better shot. Is the Albion, no, not the Albion, the Aurora Hotel that was all refurbished. It's a landmark in Worcester. And here on this vacant lot is a site that formerly housed the VIP Lounge. Boy, was that a notorious hotspot of trouble. And over there, on the other side of the street, you'll see what was one of those Worcester lunch car diners. Now I'm losing my focus right here, but let me see if I can get closer. This here used to be, well, I think it was called the Cat in the Hat at one time, restaurant. It was, there it is. It's, oh, you can't really see it. My camera's out of focus. I'm sorry, folks. You know, my equipment is bad. My budget is low, but my videos I produced have produced results. This is what, this, oh, Kirsch Liquors on that side with the flag. Let me go back up. And he's got that nice Mr. Kirsch had that flag painted on there. It's really interesting. This was also a very, very notorious spot for a lot of activity, illegal activity. They used to hang out 24/7 over here selling drugs, causing trouble. Well, my focus is going on the camera. I'm sorry, folks. You know, like I said, I need new equipment, but with the budget, barely just got able to purchase this fine automobile that was donated to the Veterans of America by an individual, another guy that was in the military, like myself, that, you know, he donated it to an organization that helps disabled veterans and whatnot. I just happened upon it at a car dealership that works with them to get money for the veterans programs. It's a 1991 Volkswagen, not Volkswagen, that's my other car. It's an antique 1991 Chevrolet Cavalier RS convertible with 133,707 miles on it as we speak. There's that's from the car clinic. And there's my card there, Ron Eau Claire, the City Council. Those are the ones I made. I ran last year for City Council at large. And these were for this year, but I didn't follow through and I didn't get enough signatures because I wasn't getting the support and I wasn't getting the financial backing. I had nothing. I was operating on a shoestring budget, which I do. I operate on a shoestring budget. Everything I do on my own. I have September 30th will mark my 31st year, devoting my entire adult life to finding out what was wrong with America, why it was going to hell, and why nobody was doing nothing about it. And it was only getting worse and worse. I was 25 years old. I was assaulted by, we're at the intersection here of Austin and High Streets. That's Austin Street right there. The Kitty Cat Lounge used to be there years ago. Brahms Hairstyling Academy was around the corner. The place where they train the barbers. My mom used, after the divorce, Mom used to take us there for haircuts. And around the corner over here is the Registry of Motor Vehicles. That's the federal building off to the left. Let me see if we get a nice shot of that. Because when I was a boy, that used to be the post office. It's a federal building. It's beautiful. Worcester is a beautiful city. That's the Registry of Motor Vehicles. And right over here, around the corner, this is the Skymark Tower on the corner here. That goes up quite 24 stories, I guess. For Worcester, that's pretty high. It's one of the highest buildings in the city. And right up there in the background, on the corner there, is the Worcester Market. It's a Worcester landmark building that was saved and renovated. And there's a beautiful shot of the federal building, the Harold Donahue Federal Building, City of Worcester, Massachusetts. And just beyond that and up the road would be City Hall. But getting back to the narration here, 31 years, September 30th will mark the day when I was in civilian clothes. They had no clue I was Staff Sergeant in the Air Force Reserve, and they showed me their worst side of law enforcement here in America. I didn't believe it could happen under our Constitution, and I swore I had arguments with own family members saying, there's no way in heck, you know, they tell me stories about police corruption and brutality, and I say, no way that happened. You must have said something. You must have did something. And I was very skeptical of this happening here in our country because our laws prevent it. I do want to show my YouTube audience the City Hall because it's a beautiful, beautiful building. This is the Federal Plaza, and right off to the right is the Federal Plaza Park. That was a very beautiful thing that they put, but it cost millions and millions and millions of dollars, and somebody got some of that. We need to hold people accountable when they rip off the public. And I think the new administration is going to start doing that, which is good. You know, he may not be perfect, but he's what we got, and we need to work with it. Okay, now right off here to the right is the Worcester City Hall. Isn't that beautiful? What beautiful building. It was made to resemble one in Florence, Italy, I believe it was. Florence, or I think Florence, yeah. And that's it. So, I'm Ron Eau Claire. This is my latest update on the YouTube video saga to make a difference in my community, which, as you'll notice, has changed like night and day. And of course, you know, a lot of people will take credit for what I've done, and they'll all say it was the new chief that came in and did it, and that's okay. I don't really care what they think or who takes credit. I didn't do it for credit. I didn't do it for rewards. I did it. It was a simple matter for me of honor. They besmirched my honor and integrity. My own unit didn't support me back when I needed them the most, and these are the guys that I swore an oath to protect and defend the Constitution with against all enemies, foreign and domestic. And then they turned around and didn't have my back when I needed them the most. So I let my enlistment expire in the Air Force Reserve out of Westover, and I went about undercover driving a taxi cab. I stopped being a mechanic like my father before me, which I want to get back to now that I've successfully completed this. And I'd like to just start getting back to fixing and repairing automobiles and buying and selling cars, and that's what I'm happiest doing, believe it or not. The citizen activation stuff was